got in. I made that short film for $100,000, which I was like, people make short films for $100,000. What? But again, that kept my dreams going. And
Yeah.
then from there, I was able to get rep. And then after that, I got into another program called the Netflix Content Creators Fellowship, where they gave me
Okay.
$25,000 to make my short film. So it was just like, just keeping hope going. And
Yes.
from there, that's when I applied to the AT&T Untold Stories program, where they gave me $1 million to make my first feature film.
Let's go $1 million. Yes, David.
So, so it was just, constantly going for things and applying for
Right.
things just to keep your dreams alive.
Welcome to Fortune Podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Elijah. Today we have an amazing guest and an amazing human being, and I'm excited for our conversation today. Everybody, please welcome David Fortune. Hey, David.
Hello, how you guys doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Can't complain. Can't complain at all.
I'm so happy to have you here. You're like a brother and a good friend to me. So it's really good to have you on the podcast.
For sure, man. It's a blessing to be here.
Yeah. So to get right into it, what did you want to be? Or actually, let's start like this. To get
What's
right
up?
into it, how do we know each other?
Wow, we're about like 10 years. 10
Almost.
going on
Wow. That's
10 years.
crazy. Wow.
Time flies. We first met each other while I was at Loyola Marymount University School of Film and Television.
Yes.
I was the graduate assistant at the student production office, and
Yes.
I was drowning in work. And Deb, who's our supervisor, said, "Hey, David, since you need help and since, the office could use some more assistance, how about we bring back, an old employee of mine to help support the office?" And she brought you in, and you were such a light and ball of energy. Our office was already rocking, but then when we added you to that, it was like a party every day in the office.
Every single day was good.
Like we people don't always like talk about like, what is the temperature at work when it comes to the
Right.
energy levels. For us, it was so fun going into the office. Like you look forward to going in, seeing Jessica, seeing our friends
Oh,
Carlos, Michaela,
yes.
Nicole,
Everybody.
Katie, Tristan. It was just like it felt like a community. It felt like a gathering of people who truly like love to be around each other. Uh,
Right.
and so I just remember just like the energy that you brought and you continue with the office. It was like
Mm.
it didn't get awkward. It was like,
Hey,
hey,
guys.
exactly. So it was so fun having you. And so I appreciate just connecting with you then.
Yes, yes. I appreciate that. And still to today, I think we all had like a very good connection. And I'm so happy that we're able to continue
Yes.
it on to today. So
Yes,
to
for
get
sure.
right into it, what did you want to be growing up?
Man, I want to be like every little kid in the hood, like a basketball player or football player.
Yeah.
Um, but I think when I got into high school, I actually wanted to join the Marine Corps.
Oh, awesome. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so I was a part of the JROTC program at my high
Mhm.
school. And the thing that they really focused on was the Marine Corps. And
Mhm.
for me, the Marine Corps was so badass. They were so strict. They were so disciplined. They just had a way that they carried themselves with such
Right.
prestige and such
Mhm.
focus and such discipline
Right.
that I really want to be a part of that. And the most important thing is they carry themselves with a sense of brotherhood. And for me, that was something that really intrigued me at that point in time. And so, like when I was in high school, that was like my main thing I was gonna like focus on. I was like, I
Right.
want to become a United States Marine. Um, However, my sister who graduates Spelman College, she introduced me to Morehouse College. And that's when things start to take a shift because I was supposed to go from high school to the Marines, but
Okay.
like, oh, let me see what college life could be like. So instead,
Right.
Morehouse, and it was all she wrote. I never looked back. It was just like, but Marine Corps was the thing I really wanted to be if I was to say growing
Yeah.
up.
Awesome. And where did you grow up?
So I grew up on the east side of Atlanta, known as Decatur,
Okay.
Georgia.
Okay.
So we always say Decatur, where is greater. And so it's on the east side of Atlanta, and that
Okay.
was like my stomping grounds.
Right. And then how was it like growing up? You mentioned your sister, but how was like your household looking like?
Man, my household was like similar to the SPO office, the student production office at SMU. It was a party, like because my mom, she had 9 children, and she
Okay.
also ended up adopting another child as well. So it was 10 of
Okay.
us total. And
Hmm.
so it was like it was a party in that household. There was always something happening. There was always a fight. There was always laughter. It taught me the importance of family and what that means.
Right.
And so even when as a director today, I'm always approaching production as if we're a family, we're a unit,
Yes.
we're one.
Yes.
But that stemmed from my upbringing.
Right.
I was on the baby end of the family, so of the 10
Okay.
children, I was number eight. Um,
Wow, you were really closer to the youngest.
yeah, but the
Wow.
sucky part about that is like when you're the eighth child, you're not the youngest and you're not the
Hmm.
oldest at all. So you're like the unofficial middle child. So you just get looped into that.
Yeah.
But it was still a beautiful time, honestly.
Right.
A fun fact was I was supposed to be the youngest. I was supposed to be the youngest child, but my mom, she had my youngest brother late in her
Mm.
40s. And it was like,
Okay.
who's this boy coming in?
Yeah, who is this?
So, but all is good though. Man, I love my family.
Awesome. Did that shape your personality in any kind of way?
Um, yes and no.
Okay.
Um, Because you would think growing up in a big family, like you're always interacting, so you'll be more extroverted. For me,
Right.
anyone who knows me at my core, at my soul, knows I
Yeah,
love my alone time. I
you
love my
do.
solitude. I love my peace. And so, I think growing up in that type of environment, it allowed me to kind of focus on my peace and focus on my
Hmm.
solitude because you're always around people. So it's like,
Right.
where can I find my quiet place? So I think it
Right.
formed it in that perspective. But you
Okay.
would think growing up in a big family of 10 children that you're always
Hmm.
interacting, you're always engaging with folks. So you were extrovert, but I ended up turning out as an introvert.
Yes, yes. Except for like when you open up to people, then it's like, okay, this is a different,
Yeah,
it's a
exactly.
different David.
Exactly.
So then following that, what did you end up studying in college? Because it seems like film wasn't on your radar just yet. Or was it?
No, it really wasn't simply
Okay.
because I when I decided the Marine Corps wasn't going to be a thing,
Hmm.
I was like, all right, well, I'm really good with history, so let me major in
Mm.
history. And I also
Awesome.
majored in international studies. Um,
Hmm.
I majored in international studies because it sound good rather than it was always cool to say, yeah, I'm an international studies major.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had no like real true interest in that. But I really love
Right.
history. I really love social studies. I
Hmm.
love like how our, history, how our beings came to life and how did
Right.
that transform over time and where do we
Hmm.
go from then to now? That was always intriguing to me since I was a kid. Um,
Hmm.
but it wasn't until one fateful day, I was literally coming out of my major class,
Hmm.
and my roommate at the time, he was coming out of his class and he was saying, "Hey, I just got done from this course where all we do
Right.
is watch movies every day." And I was like, "All y'all do is watch movies every day?" He was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "All right, so in my brain,
Right.
me, smart guy,
Hmm.
I'm thinking
Hmm.
we're gonna watch The Dark Knight, Gladiator, like
Okay. The good.
Transformers. He's saying he didn't tell me what movies we're gonna be
Right.
watching. He just said we just watch movies.
Right.
Turned out it was none of that. It
Okay.
was we're
The
watching movies
avant-garde. Hmm.
exactly black and
Yeah.
white from like 1906. Just, like no dialogue, like
Hmm.
the picture shows type films.
Right.
Um, and it was a struggle for me because I'm like,
Mhm.
I didn't sign up for this. Where's Christopher Nolan? Like, where?
Right.
But it wasn't until I watched Bicycle Thief,
Hmm.
and for me that resonated, that hit home with me
Right.
because despite that film being spoken in Italian and black and
Hmm.
white
Right.
in a country different from ours, I
Hmm.
related to it so much because it reminded me of my upbringing in Decatur, Georgia.
Got it.
We know the value of a bicycle. We understand
Hmm.
what that could do, just not for a household, but even just for a person, you know.
Yes.
And I saw, Italian realism in Decatur.
Right.
And for me, I was like, man, this film, it moved me.
Hmm.
So I want to do kind of what it did for me. So that's
Mm.
kind of when I decided to realize, like, you know what, I want to explore actually making movies rather than just watching
Hmm.
it.
I love that. So then how did that inform your decision to go to Loyola Marymount University? Because you're right now, I'm assuming you're in Atlanta. Wait, Morehouse is in Atlanta?
Yep, yep,
Okay, so you're in ATL
yep,
and LMU is maybe a lesser known than USC or UCLA in Los
yeah.
Angeles, California. How did you learn about that film school program as a graduate degree?
Man, some things happen that you just can't control.
Yeah,
You just don't know. You don't know how things are going to turn out. You're just going in a direction.
right, right.
And one thing that happened was that I was taking a film class, and there was a recruiter from Loyola Marymount University who
Hmm.
came to recruit potential HBCU students because I
Awesome.
believe at the time Loyola Marymount University wanted to bring in more
Hmm.
people of color and
Representation.
diversity just to even
Hmm.
add to the diverse type of storytelling that's happening at that institution.
Yes.
Um, that's just my belief. I don't know if that's fact, so don't stick me to it. But that's what it felt like
Yes.
was happening. And then what happened was the recruiter was actually from Morehouse.
Mm.
So he was kind of coming back to his home school and his stomping grounds just to recruit the students that he was familiar with.
Hmm.
And I remember he was pitching LMU, and I'm in the back of the class, and I'm like, can we get done with this, please? Because I had no interest in going to film school. I
Right.
had no interest in, you know, even thinking about grad school. I didn't even think I even qualified. Um,
Mm.
so long story short, he left the class. I forgot about it. And I'm walking back to my dorm room, and we're walking, we're about to converge. And I'm like, oh gosh, here's this guy again. Like, why? And we're continuing to like walk, and I'm trying to slow up, and we're still going at a converging rate where we're about to
Yeah.
meet. And then
Hmm.
finally, I just called out his name. I was like, we're about to run head up. Let me just say hello. And I said, hey, Grant, you was at my, class speaking about
Right.
elementary. I'd just like to learn more.
Hmm.
And in that conversation, he convinced me to come out to LA or to even
Wow.
apply. Because he
Hmm.
said, hey, look, if you're storytelling, you got something to say, come to a space where you can nurture that voice. Come to a
Right.
space where you can develop the storytelling aspects that you want to showcase to the world, right? You get
Hmm.
3 years to develop that. Why
Right.
not? That's an investment into yourself. Um, and so from that moment on, I applied, and I got in, and that was the only film school I applied to. I wasn't thinking about USC. I wasn't thinking about UCLA. I wasn't thinking
Yeah.
about I just knew that at LMU was going to give me the most chances to direct and just work on
Right.
that skill set.
I love that so much. How quickly into you being at LMU did you know, like, oh, yes, film is truly what I want to do and need to do?
Mm, before I got there, when I was on the plane and I
Okay,
touched
you
down,
knew.
I knew I was coming out there. I wasn't trying to play no games.
I hear that.
I knew that when I got on that plane to go to Los Angeles, I knew what I
Hmm.
wanted to do and I knew why I wanted to do it. I
Right.
wanted to grow and develop my skill set as a film director.
Yes.
LA was the best place for that.
Right.
LA for me at that time, that's where all the better directors are located at. So
Mm-hmm.
why not go to a place where where they're grooming talented visual storytellers?
It's true.
Um, and so for me, I knew when I got off the plane that this is something I'm going to take serious. I don't know what the future holds, but this is the direction I'm walking into, you know,
Right.
and whatever happens, happens, but I was going to maximize these next 3 years. Um,
Yes.
so I knew it. I didn't need an aha moment at LMU
Okay.
that once I got that acceptance letter from Loyola Marymount University, I knew what it was.
I love that. I love that. And like as a side note, fun fact, one thing that I always comment on is every single day you would show up dressed and ready. Like when I tell you, I was like, David, do you sleep in your suit? Like every single time you came ready. What informed that? Have you always been like that? Or were you just like, I'm not playing no games at this institution. Let's go.
I credit a lot of that to Morehouse College.
Okay. Yes.
Morehouse, that was the standard. We have like five
Mm-hmm.
wells, and a
Mm-hmm.
part of that five wells is well dressed. Um,
Right.
and so being well dressed is just not dressing up everywhere you go. It's about dressing up for the occasion. And if
Mm-hmm.
the occasion is business, dress up as if you mean business.
Yes.
To me, when I was coming to the film school, I was working at SPO and I
Mm-hmm.
was a student who was trying to handle my business as a filmmaker.
Yes.
So that's how, I carried it. And then I
Mm-hmm.
like the idea. I like the process of getting ready for the day. I like the process of
Mm-hmm.
putting on a tie. I like the process of tying your shoes, ironing your shirt. It feels like prep for a production. You do
Yes. Yeah.
pre-production, right? And getting dressed is a reflection of that. You're preparing for your day. You're preparing for the journey that's ahead of you. Um,
Yes.
and then you never know who you're gonna come in contact with. And
It's
that might be
true.
that person's first interaction with you. It might be their last. And whenever I interact with someone, I want to make sure I'm reflecting my best. Um,
Right.
it comes from a place of one, just wanting to look good. And you be looking fly yourself. You be getting down. So
Thank you, David.
that feeling of, there's something, if you
Yeah,
look good, feel good, you do good.
it's
Um,
true.
And then, but also that way, the other side of that is wanting just to present yourself in the best manner possible.
Right, right. And I think you really showed out and it was a good representation because I would say like I don't want to kind of put on like how can I say like project this onto LMU, but at that time there really wasn't many people of color, especially
Mhm.
not coming from an HBCU. So I appreciated that like the people of color that we worked with really represented not only professionally their character, your
Yeah,
character, my character, and then we
yeah,
always came ready. So I think that
yeah,
was a very good example to lead at that time that
yeah,
also can affect other people because the socioeconomic backgrounds that the
yeah,
people we went to school with came from. And
yep,
some of them, it's their first interaction with people of color like us, like truly on a kind of like on a colleague scale. So I'm
yep.
happy that we were able to kind of maybe break some of those stereotypes or barriers that they might have had or preconceived notions. And it just shows you the power of showing up. Not that you're to represent a whole entire like people, but sometimes you are that representation of, your people. So I appreciate that.
No, and then even to add to that, for those who are listening or watching, uh,
Yes.
Jessica and I will also give tours of the film
Mm-hmm.
school.
Mm-hmm.
So we would not always just be
That's true.
representing ourselves within the institution, but for people who's coming from all over the country and they're
Mm-hmm.
visiting the college and visiting the film school, we were the face of that. We had to
Right.
represent that. And for many people, that'll be their first interaction, connecting or speaking with a Black person.
It's true.
And for me, I want to again make sure that whatever first interaction that you have with me, that it is a reflection of excellence. That you just say,
Yes.
wow, I met someone that really carried themselves with a sense of prestige and distinction. And you carried yourself with that same manner. Like I remember you had that stat that you brought in the most students to
Yes.
film school, right?
Converted the most
So
prospective students to film school for sure.
exactly. For you
Yeah.
guys that don't know, y'all just learned something about Jessica. She was about that life. Uh,
Yes.
so we represented a lot, and we took pride in that.
Hmm. Wow. And today I can see that it's paid off. You're doing so many amazing things. Oh my goodness, David. We'll get into that, but
Right.
can you walk me through your journey from graduating LMU to where
Hmm.
you are today? And soon we'll talk about some of the projects you've been working on as well.
Okay, so how do I make this long story short? So give me a second. So you graduate film school, right,
Yeah.
in 2018. That's why I graduated LMU.
Hmm.
And you don't know how hard it's going to be.
Mm.
You go out of LMU or just film school, period,
Right.
wide-eyed, and you're thinking it is all going to come to you. Um, and it was really difficult the first 2 years, I would say.
Yeah,
Just trying to create opportunities, just trying to find your way, just trying to keep your dreams alive. Like
it's
that, I
true.
think that was the hardest thing of like, man, I'm seeing the people who I'm graduating with, they're kind of like falling out of their dreams. And you're looking at it like, am I gonna be next?
Yeah. Yeah.
But one thing I knew that I was like, I'm committed to this. Like, no matter what the situation, I'm committed. And so what I did was I just started applying to different directing fellowships and programs
Hmm. Hmm.
just to keep me in it, just to keep me
Right.
just like the hope alive. So I got
Hmm.
into different programs like the Village Roadshow Emerging Talent Program,
Hmm.
the Paramount Viewfinder program, which allowed me to shadow direct 2 episodes of 13 Reasons Why. Um, I got into the LMU Incubator Lab just to continue to make
Yes.
like my film projects. And so that was just doing those things kept my dreams going and just kept the
Yes.
there. But then after I finished the Paramount Viewfinder program, we got hit with the strikes. I mean, not the
Mm.
strikes, my apologies. We
Yeah.
got hit with COVID in
COVID.
20.
Hmm.
And so that, as you know, that just destroyed all momentum.
Yeah.
You know,
For
any
everybody.
any dream that you had going into 2020 was like wiped out. And I remember everyone was talking like 2020
Right.
is gonna be our year. Something about 2020 felt like,
In the beginning, I was like, yeah, this is our year. When I tell you the whiplash that I had in March.
man, like sis, you saying like I was really like having so much hope going to 2020 because I just finished a program. I'm gonna get
Right.
rep. Is it's all moving in a good direction. And then when COVID happened, it shut down everything, and I became lost. I was like, all right, production's not really happening. My momentum that I just built from 2019 is all wiped out and done for. And now you're trying to figure out how to earn, living, how you trying to bring in
Hmm.
income. So I worked as a PA for some productions,
Hmm.
to kind of get me through. And key thing about connections is that you develop at film school.
Hmm.
Katie Wright, who
Yeah.
was an employee of mine at SPO, she actually became my boss.
Are
She
you
brought
serious?
Yeah, she brought
Wow.
me
Okay,
in
Katie,
and
let's
hired
go.
me and helped me just, to pay my rent and just keep things going.
Right.
And so that's the
Yes.
beautiful thing about connections and
Yeah.
relationships in film school is that you never
Hmm.
know who might have an opportunity for you.
Right.
So for me, I was just working as a PA just to keep, the bills paid. But it wasn't until I got this opportunity through the Rising Voices program associated
Hmm.
with Lena Waithe and Indeed, where they
Hmm.
give you $100,000 to make your short film. And
Yes.
I got in. I made that short film for $100,000, which I was like, people make a short films for $100,000? What? But again, that kept my dreams going. And
Yeah.
then from there, I was able to get rep. And then after that, I got into another program called the Netflix Content Creators Fellowship, where they gave me
Okay.
$25,000 to make my short film. So it was just like, just keeping hope going. And
Yes.
from there, that's when I applied to the AT&T Untold Stories program, where they gave me $1 million to make my first feature film.
Let's go $1 million. Yes, David.
So, so it was just, constantly going for things and applying for things
Right.
just to keep your dreams alive. And
Right.
sometimes
And
that's just kind of how this industry is.
it's definitely how the industry is. And I appreciate everybody playing their part because you don't even know what your success even did for me. Just
Mm,
seeing like people that, you started with and you're like, wow, something good happened to them. Hope is
mm,
still there. So
yeah.
even seeing your success gave me so much hope. Like $1 million is not a small feat. Did you think you were going to get $1 million in this lifetime of somebody else's money to film something? So that really made me very excited. I have a question. Did
Yeah.
these opportunities find you, or were you the one that applied for these opportunities?
I was the one who applied for the opportunity.
Okay. Okay.
And you learn about the opportunities randomly. Like I was on
Right.
Facebook, and again, the importance of film school connections. Um, One of our classmates posted, about the Rising Voices program.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I clicked on it and I looked at it and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
David, why not apply? Go for it. You
Right.
can write a short film in 2 weeks. And that's what LMU taught me is how
Yeah.
to start and complete things.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's done or imperfect, is like, hey, you know, you
Finish
learn
it.
how to finish a project. You learn how to finish
Right.
a script in a certain amount of time, whether you like
Mm-hmm.
it or not. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so I learned about that just by being on Facebook at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Netflix content creator program, just learned about it through like a newsletter in my email and
Mm-hmm.
deciding why not go for it?
Yeah.
Yes, it's not $100,000, but it's something just to keep your, dreams alive.
Right. How
Um,
did you keep the fire though? Because some people, especially after COVID, that knocked a lot of people out for sure.
mhm.
What do you think contributes to being like, you know what, there's going to be a better tomorrow. Let me keep trying.
No, it's a sense of understanding your purpose.
Okay.
I know that I'm here to be a filmmaker. Like,
Okay.
that's what I'm here to do.
Right.
Yes, I might take on an odd job here and there, but I know what is my vision. I know what's my lane, and I know where and why and how and what
Yes.
I'm doing to get there.
Right.
Um, and so I have that conviction in me. Now, sometimes does it play out like how I want things to? No, but I know
Yeah.
the direction I'm going.
Right.
And so for me, it was never a question like, am I going to continue to do this? It was just more
Hmm.
so how I'm going to continue to do this. That's
Yes.
always been the question of like, am I? Oh, we doing this. It's just more so, how are we going about,
How?
it, you know?
Right.
So
Right.
that's
Well,
what it,
congratulations. I think you've done so well.
thank
Color
you.
Book is a big thing. I think has it been in festivals or won awards, or what was I seeing on social media about it?
Yeah, see
Or
now,
maybe
now,
press.
now you got to have me talk about it. Now I got
Yes,
to.
please talk about Color
Oh
Book.
gosh, Jessica. No, so for those who don't know, Color Book is a feature film about a black father who's trying to raise his son who has Down syndrome as a single parent. And as a result of losing his wife, he decides to take his son to their very first baseball game. And through that journey, we see the highs and the lows of a parent raising a child who has a specific disability. And so that film was pitched at the AT&T Untold Stories program and won $1 million to be made. And it premiered at the 2024 Tribeca Film Festival. And from there, we've taken the film all around the nation and even to France. And it's won over 20 film awards and still counting.
Wow.
Yeah, and as far as the amount of film festivals that's played at, 30, 40 something, it's still counting. I try not to keep docket of those things as far as like the hard numbers. I'm just
Yeah.
blessed to create a film that has a significant impact with people's lives.
Hmm.
And so that's just kind of where the film's at. It's still on the festival circuit. It's
Okay.
still going strong. And I think the next step for us is just getting a wide release for people to see it all around the world.
Yes. Well, congratulations. I'm so excited for that. And I can continue this conversation literally forever. But before we get to our end of podcast questions, my question is, what do you feel like is next for you? Do you want to continue on like the feature film route, or what is like your next dream in terms of film?
My next dream is directing the second feature.
Okay.
That's what I'm locked into. That's what I'm writing. That's what I'm creating a lookbook for. That's the thing that will bring me a sense of fulfillment. And
Mm-hmm.
hopefully in making that, it fulfills, other people's lives as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the main thing. I just want to make films that serve, if that's possible.
Yes. Yes. Well, I think you're doing it already by highlighting what I would call undertold stories. We don't see a lot of
Ooh,
stories on disability and, the pains of being a single parent trying to make it. Yes, we see here and there, but then the unique combination of it. So thank
yeah.
you. I've yet to see it. I'm excited. So hopefully
Yep.
everybody watching will watch with me and support your films.
For sure, for sure. I'm excited for you to see it. And so I'll let you know whenever it comes back
Okay.
to Los Angeles for you to come check it
Okay.
out.
Yes, I'll be there in person. So,
Beautiful.
our first end of podcast question is, what was a struggle bus moment for you?
Oh, the struggle bus moment, there was a lot.
I know.
There was a lot. But I think this one's a little bit more complex.
Mm-hmm.
It is because I don't want to make it seem like it's a struggle working, taking
Right.
an odd job. That's something
Mm-hmm.
that we do every day as people. So I don't want to, because I don't want to make it seem like it's a struggle bus. But for me, it was when I had to take a job at the theater down the street from our school right after we
Mm-hmm.
graduated. And that was
Mm-hmm.
simply because I couldn't really get any other opportunities. And it's not bad to work at a movie theater. That's actually a fun
Right.
job. But I think it was the idea that I had so much hope for myself. I had so much bigger dreams for David Fortune.
Right.
And I remember
Right.
just getting that uniform, that movie theater uniform. And I'm like,
Yeah.
is this where I'm at? Dang,
Yeah.
like, I wanted to be a director, making films. I didn't want to be a usher walking people into a movie theater. You know,
Yeah.
I, I just had so much greater ambitions for myself
Right.
that went
Right.
beyond that. But it's not a bad thing working at a movie theater. It was actually a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful experience
Right.
that I truly appreciated. But at that time, I think it was just hard for me to accept because there was a place I wanted to be, and to see
Right.
that I wasn't being that was really discouraging to me at that point in
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, and it's really hard, especially being it located so close to the school, and maybe sometimes people see you. I worked at that Ross that was like right there next to Trader Joe's, like next to
Oh
the
yeah.
school, and I was like, man, because it's true. You're putting on a uniform, and you're like, I spent so much money and student loans to get to this film school, and what am I doing here?
Exactly.
But
I
it
remember
builds
one of my
character.
professors came in.
Hmm.
I was serving pizza. No,
Hmm.
the funny story was we were supposed to serve food out into the open
Right.
area. And what happened was I said, "Hey, I could serve the pizza, don't worry." And then the server was like, "You sure, David?" I'm like, "I'm positive." So I just took the pieces and I went out to the commons area to serve, and I ended up serving it to my professor and his kids. And it
Oh
was
my
just like
goodness.
and my professor was like, "David?" And I was like,
Oh,
oh, so like it was it was a humbling moment, but something I
yeah.
need.
Yes, definitely. What moment now to kind of switch it up? What moment were you most proud of yourself as it relates to your profession?
Oh, the moment I would say I was most proud of myself was when I won the AT&T Untold Stories Award. And what they do is they
Right.
give you like this fake check. And I remember bringing it back home to my mom and giving
Mm.
it to her. And as you know, because I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but your parents
Hmm.
are immigrants as well.
Yeah, they're Nigerian.
Yes.
Or we are
And
Nigerian, but yeah, they came straight from Nigeria.
yeah, and so we know the importance of, the sacrifice,
Right.
our parents make to give us so much opportunities. And
Hmm.
giving her that fake check was that kind of, that moment of repaying her for all the sacrifice
Yes.
she made for our lives and raising 10 children as a single mother.
Wow.
And so it was just that moment to repay her for all the hard work that she's done for me.
That sounds like a sweet moment, especially the amount, $1 million on that
Yeah,
check.
exactly. And she still holds it in her room. Like you could go in her room, it's on the side wall, just sitting there.
I don't blame her. I don't
Yeah.
blame her. The next question is, what does success look like to you?
Mm. Being content in the present and
Mm,
truly embracing what you have already.
hmm.
Yes, having ambition and not being satisfied, that's great. I'm all for
Right,
that.
right.
But to truly appreciate the moment that you're in and having peace in it, whether you succeed or not, but you're just saying, I'm appreciating what's in front of me, that's
Hmm.
success. It's not an
Awesome.
award because it's not a trophy, because those things come and go and those things, disappear over time. You can't take it with you to
It's
heaven. I
true.
can't take
It's
I can't
true.
take my hard drive with me to heaven. Like, but I could appreciate the moment that I'm in right now and having
Right.
you in the present. And to me, that is true success.
I love that definition. And mine wasn't always like that, but it's come to be more of that definition as we see time go on. And I know COVID was like a hard reset that, wow,
Mm,
this realm that we're living in so transient. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So it definitely
sure.
put that into perspective for me.
Yeah.
Our
And
final question. Oh, sorry,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, no, no. I'm saying it's something I'm still learning day by day. Like I gotta tell
Hmm.
David, this moment's beautiful.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yes. Love it. Our final question of the day is, what piece of advice would you give to people who are trying to reach their dreams?
Mm, I would say know that you're already walking in it.
Mm,
Every script that you write or everything that you do towards your dreams, you're already in it. Especially if we're speaking about people who are in our industry. If
right.
you're trying to become a director or direct your first feature film, writing that screenplay, that is the dream. Doing
Hmm.
the book, that is the dream. Doing that shot list, that is the dream. Because when you reach that quote unquote dream, guess what? You're just going to be chasing another one and then
It's
another
true.
one and another one. And there's no fulfillment in that. And
Hmm.
so for me, I say find your peace in your quiet. You
Mm.
know, that dream is going to always be there. But what you have in the now, that's the true dream, and nobody can give
Hmm.
that or take that away from you.
Well said. Well said. I'm going to meditate on those words for sure because that's something I honestly struggle with, feeling like I need to constantly arrive, but not really honoring the little things, whether it's like you said, writing a script or filming this podcast or whatever it may be. I need
Yeah.
to see that as I am living in the dream. So thank
Yeah.
you for that.
You already arrived. You already there. You're doing this podcast and it's beautiful. You got the whole nice set design. You got the professional mic. You having beautiful and great guests come in every week. Like you are doing it. And so I think there's beauty to that. And so the dream is in you. The dream is around you. You're living amongst it. So you don't need to chase what's already in your hand.
Mm. Wow. You might need to write a book, David, because that's good. Wow. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for coming on today and for sharing your story. I'm going to definitely make sure that everybody has access to your social media and any of the amazing projects that you're sharing. And thank you so much for keeping your dream up because I think meeting with you today is showing that you doing your part, you might be thinking about, oh, this is just me and my life and my dream, but you walking in your destiny and what your purpose is kind of inspired me to continue in mine. So thank you so
Man,
much.
wow, I'm truly honored, and vice versa. Like I love to see that you're in your passion, not just your passion, but I love to see that you're in your purpose. Like it is
Thank you.
beautiful to witness. So I'm honored.
Thank you. Thank you. That was such an amazing episode. David is so wonderful as a human being and as a creative. Please be sure to check out all of his projects. I'll be sure to link everything that I can. For now, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time, besties.